Hey everybody! Now first of all, ignore the TV in the background. Today I'll be reviewing the 1991 comedy, Drop Dead Fred. Now before I get started, quick shoutouts to Seb394, Eric Kelly 3186, and Mosalto. Interesting usernames. They left some nice comments on some of my videos. Check them out, add them as friends, subscribe. The URLs will be in the description box. Now back to Drop Dead Fred, or it should be called Drop Dead. This movie, Drop Dead Fred. Now this movie is basically, it's about this girl who's played by Phoebe Cates. Her name is Elizabeth, or Lizzie, as she is called. Basically, her life just sucks. Alright, her husband cheats on her and is leaving her. Her mother is a total bitch. She gets fired from her job, and she gets carjacked and gets money stolen. So basically, her life just sucks. And then we get flashbacks to glimpses of when she had imaginary Fred, Drop Dead Fred. And like I said, her life just sucks, and so she's crying one night. She just can't bear her life anymore, and so she finds a Jack-in-the-Box, and she opens it, and what do you know? Out comes the Jack-in-the-Box is Drop Dead Fred, played by one of the most annoying actors I've ever seen, Rick Mayo. He's basically, like I said, he's the imaginary friend who's he's this obnoxious, person who's basically, he's here to kind of save her life, he's trying to get back on her husband, trying to make Lizzie happen again and trying to reunite them with her husband or whatever. Why am I still talking about the plot? It doesn't even matter. Here's what you get if you're gonna go watch this movie. You can see Fred bounce and jump and crap all over the place. You get to see a bunch of nose picking jokes. You get to see him calling people being mean and mischievous to people all the time, and here's the highlight of the movie. You get to see sick contests over and over and over and over and over and over again. Actually, not that many times, but you know what I'm saying. Now, this movie, I saw this because I was kind of bored. I favorited this because I seen the trailer for it and it looked like it was gonna be really, really crappy. But I was just, being curious. Truthfully, curiosity really does kill the cat, or in my case, innocent teenage boys. This movie, you know how I said last year Mischief was the worst movie I've ever seen? Mischief is a classic compared to this. This movie is just, first of all, Phoebe Cates' character, alright? She's supposed to be like this, oh, I'm such a sweet, nice girl, but I let everybody take advantage of me and walk all over me. Doesn't that make me even sweeter? No, it makes you a bitch who deserves everything you get. Well, not everything you get, but honestly, everything in this movie that she gets, basically, she deserves. I mean, you got a girl who lets everybody walk all over her husband, her mother, her friend, everybody, and you want to feel bad for her, but you're like, dude, this could have all been solved if you just get out of the house or something. But of course, they have to extend it and make it stupider. And also, another thing, the dialogue is just horrible. I mean, whoever wrote Anthony Figleton and Carlos Davis wrote these. I don't know what kind of planet you come from where you think it's funny when you have lines like, I never had imaginary friends, I just had wet dreams. How do you honestly think that's funny? I'm being serious. Do you honestly think that this is funny? And the thing I cannot forget this movie for, Rick Mayo. Oh my gosh, every time he was on screen, I just got fingernails on, it was like Freddy Krueger's fingernails on the biggest chalkboard you could ever imagine, and he just scratched all over until the coating and stuff came off. He was just obnoxious, creepy, juvenile. I mean, and you just like, every time he says, oh, I'm gonna go away, you're almost like, great, now that the movie can end. But then you gotta go that extra mile and him keep coming back. And because apparently you can't quite hate him because apparently he can do the things that she can't do. But you don't buy that bullcrap because he's just annoying to you. I don't know, and I knew it was going to be super awful when they opened the Jack in the Box. Once he came out of the Jack in the Box and went downhill from there. When we ended up, when they were at a judge house to give her medicine because she was crazy on the imaginary friend disease, and he meets up with his other imaginary friends, has a sick contest. I just about had it with this movie. And I mean, it's trying to be like a kids movie mixed with an adult black comedy mixed with visual. I mean, this is basically, okay, my sister over here likes the movie Beetlejuice. Okay, here's how bad this movie is. It's basically take Beetlejuice and make it 10 times worse, and make Beetlejuice, the character of Beetlejuice, take that Beetlejuice character and make it more obnoxious, but not in a funny way. That's how my basic movie is. And also, on my other point, who is this movie for? Honestly, kids are going to be confused by the adult humor, but might like the slapstick. I don't know what teens are going to think of this. I truly hate this movie. And adults are just going to be revolted by the juvenile humor. Now, however, there's going to be a lot of comments from people who last like, oh, I thought it's one of the funniest movies of all time. As a matter of fact, I'm sorry to say this, I respect you guys' opinion, but if you're out there and you think this is funny, I'm sorry, you just don't know any better, alright? And the guy or girl, whoever, who I said this is one of the worst movie of all time, and replied, you suck, you didn't know any better. This is not funny. There's not a single joke in here that I could point out that I don't think anybody could laugh at. Well, maybe, although, I will admit, there were some moments where I thought, like, you know, that was kind of clever, but this is how they get me. They are... Drop Dead Fred, this movie is evil. I hate this movie. I hate everything about it. But there were, like, a few moments I thought, this is kind of clever. But you couldn't quite like it, because then it would veer off into something totally juvenile and stupid, and it just gets stupider and stupider and more vulgar and more verbal, and you can't like those moments anymore. And come on, when your last resort to make the big Hollywood happy ending is to have, okay, before Drop Dead Fred leaves, I'm somewhere, I'm not gonna tell you what happens, they do something that I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. I mean, and any adults who are gonna rent this for the kids, first of all, number one, this is not a kids movie, alright? So don't even try. But number two, if you're gonna rent for kids, if you're that desperate for kids entertainment, ask me for kids entertainment in the comment box. I'll give you some good children's movies, like the Rugrats movies, for example. The first two, they're really good. They're bright and smart, and just they're funny. This movie is it's lazy and tired and depressing and desperate and annoying and cloying and just. I'm sure Actor John might be a good director. Apparently he directed another movie called Highway to Hell, which is a horror comedy. But he's created the worst comedy I've ever seen. And to anybody out there who's a future film director and has given up hope, please do not give hope. If crap like this can get made into production, if any crap like this can get put into production, anything, whatever you're working on has to be better than this. Just promise me that it'll be better than this. Just please promise me. This movie is one thing that can't fail. I give this movie 0 stars. I hate this movie. Ugh. But, however, I will say one thing. I wasn't really, I have to give him credit. I didn't, I wasn't necessarily, I was mad, but I wasn't necessarily suicidal. I'm gonna do it! Yeah, I mean, most people would, movies like this, would affect their lives or anything, but, I'm, controlled about that, I just watch that movie and say, it's past me, this movie has ruined my life. Why would you do such a thing? Why? So, yeah. Yeah. But anyway, this is just offensive, and, I will say one thing, there are no, any racial stereotypes, if there were any, black jokes or anything, it would have just gone, lower than 0 stars, but this movie is offensive in a way. This is the decline of the American cinema. They just came up with an idea, oh hey, let's cast Rick Mail as a mischievous, annoying jackass, oh that's so funny. I almost wish I wouldn't put this darn review because it's only gonna lend more attention to that movie. But I guess there's still that audience. I saw them in the comic box going, "Oh, this is hilarious! This is one of the greatest movies of all time." And I'm like thinking, I'm sorry, but is your brain like in the right planet or something? Like, you know, I'm being unfair to them, but you know, okay, I'm not 7 years old anymore. Maybe this might be appropriate for a young kid. You know, this is not appropriate for a young kid, but the slapstick humor. Maybe this is appropriate for a young kid. Like I said, I like this kind of juvenile stuff when I was 7 years old. I thought it was some of the funniest stuff in the world. But like, what kind can I take on the fact that I just want to take every copy of this movie and put it in a box where I never have to look at it again? I mean, just look at the tagline, which is like dishes. There's a tagline that says dishes, relationships, when he breaks everything. And I was just thinking, huh? I mean, and apparently they're gonna remake this movie sooner or later, I believe. And I just have one thing to say to those people. I'm gonna quote Roger Ebert. This is a real case in turning a cow's ear into a sell's purse. I have hope that the new director. I really hope you can do it. I mean, because I truly think you should not remake classic films. You should remake bad movies. Well, you guys found one. I mean, man, screw this movie. I mean, you know, I better get to just the comments so that I don't go all Grand Theft Auto around the house. But I want to know a few things in the comment box. 1, did you see this movie? 2, did you like it? Okay, okay, if you like it or not, you know, I respect your opinion. I'm just saying, this is my opinion. That's just my opinion. And 3, is Rick Mail an actual good actor? Because apparently he was in a show called The Young Ones, which is very popular back in the 90s. So have you seen him, and do you think he's funny? And number 4, what is the worst movie that you think of all time? And I mean, to the producers of N, you are forgiven. Because this movie is just so much worse. I mean, it's just, I can't even. You know what? I'm just gonna end it right there so I don't go crazy on you guys. Well, I guess that's it. See you later. Bye. And don't watch this movie. I mean, I respect you. I kind of respect you and the John who directed the movie. But why would you make this? Garbage.